The galaxy was quiet. Stars floated calmly in the endless dark, and planets moved in their slow, peaceful orbits. It looked like a place where nothing dangerous could ever happen. But behind this silence, the galaxy was full of judgment, especially toward one species: humans. Across many star systems, alien races laughed whenever the topic of humans came up. In alien marketplaces, in military academies, in space bars, even on children's learning screens, humans were a joke. "They are weak," said a tall blue-skinned merchant. "Too emotional. Too loud. Too quick to fight and too quick to cry." A group of alien soldiers chuckled. Another added, "They build machines like children. Their ships look like old metal boxes. How can such people survive in a galaxy like ours?" Alien news channels played clips of human ships. Small, simple, outdated. Reporters made fun of their engines, their slow speed, and their basic weapons. Comment sections across the galaxy flooded with laughing emojis. "They are nothing," one alien commander said in a broadcast. "If a real war begins, humans will be the first to fall." And most aliens agreed. Nobody feared humans. Nobody respected them. They were considered background noise in a galaxy full of powerful empires. But then something happened. Something that changed everything. A massive galactic war began, sudden, violent, and unstoppable. Old alliances broke. Empires turned on each other. Fleets vanished in flames. Trade routes collapsed like broken glass. Entire worlds burned. Inside this chaos, Earth trembled. Human leaders sent messages across the galaxy, asking for peace, negotiations, and safety for civilians. Their voices were calm but desperate. "This war will destroy all of us," the human signal said. "We request cooperation. We request support." But nobody listened. Alien ambassadors ignored the messages. Others laughed and said, "Humans should save themselves first." Some even blocked human transmissions because they were too dramatic. Humans were alone. And then, the event that shocked even the coldest alien hearts. A mysterious attack, a single massive strike, hit Earth and its surrounding colonies. It happened fast, like a knife through the dark. No one knew who fired first. No one came to help. No one warned them. In minutes, human cities fell silent. Human battle stations shut down. Human defense fleets faded from the sky like dying stars. What remained was only silence. Earth's signal went dark. For the first time in history, the galaxy saw no movement from humans. No voices. No ships. No defense. No reply. Nothing. A quiet death. And the galaxy celebrated. Some alien commentators said, "It was expected." Others laughed. Humans were weak. They were meant to fall. A few even raised drinks in bars, proud that another noisy species is gone. The galaxy moved on. Or at least, it tried to. Somewhere far away in a deep and forgotten part of space, a silent machine woke up. A faint signal reached an ancient system built by humans long ago. It was cold, empty, and abandoned for almost a century. But now the system activated. A small red light blinked. A robotic voice whispered, "Emergency. Earth signal lost. Protocol Omega rising." Then it happened. Massive doors opened inside a hidden asteroid. Dust filled the air. Old engines ignited. Giant shapes began to move in the darkness, like sleeping beasts returning to life. Inside those dark halls slept the last human fleet, a secret project built by humans long before the war. A project no alien knew about. A project designed for humanity's survival if the unthinkable ever happened. They called it Project Dawnfire. Gigantic starships, armored and silent, powered up one by one. These ships were nothing like the small, outdated crafts aliens mocked. These were monsters, fast, advanced, deadly. Inside them lived the last human survivors. War-trained, disciplined, silent, waiting for this moment. Alarms echoed through the hidden base. Earth is gone. Activate the fleet. Prepare for departure. Human officers stood in lines, faces hard and focused. They did not cry. They did not panic. They listened to the dark message from space. No response from Earth. Unknown enemy. Humanity is at risk of extinction. For a long moment, the entire base was silent. Then a single command rang out. Launch the fleet. The giant hangar shook as engines roared. Blue flames lit the dark tunnels. The last human fleet lifted into space like rising ghosts. And at that exact moment, across the galaxy, alien races continued laughing, unaware of what was coming toward them. They thought humans were gone. They thought the story was over. They thought the weak species had died quietly. But they were wrong. Very wrong. Because in the darkness of space the human fleet moved like a storm. Silent. Fast. Unstoppable. Awake after 100 years of sleep. And they carried a message that would echo across every star system. Humanity does not die easily. The galaxy laughed. But they didn't know what was coming. Deep in a hidden corner of space, far from every known star map, the last human fleet drifted in silence. These were not ordinary ships. They were massive, dark giants made of rare metals and old human engineering mixed with secret advanced technology. Their hulls were thick like mountains and their engines hummed with a low, dangerous power. This place was called Haven 7, a secret human refuge created long before the war, built only for the worst day in human history. No alien knew it existed. Most humans didn't know either. Only a small number of high-ranking officers and scientists knew the truth. Now, after the attack on Earth, this forgotten place had become the last home of humanity. Inside the main command ship, HFY Vibes, humans walked with quiet discipline. Their faces were serious, carrying pain that words could not express. They had lost their families, their home, their whole world. But they were not broken. They were determined. Commander Eric Hale stood on the bridge, looking at the hologram of the destroyed human colonies. His jaw was tight. His eyes were cold, filled with a silent fire. He spoke softly, "We are all that is left." No one replied. They all understood. A soft female voice answered him. It was Captain Lyra Quinn, the tactical officer. "The fleet is ready, sir. All systems are online. Weapons, shields, engines, all fully charged." Eric nodded. "How many survivors do we have?" Lyra hesitated. "Not many. Only the ones who escaped before the attack. Maybe a few 100,000 in total, spread across all ships." A heavy silence fell on the bridge. Humans used to be billions. Now, they were a few thousand souls floating in the dark. In another part of the ship, children slept in small sleeping pods, watched over by young guardians. They were quiet, unaware of the weight of history on their shoulders. In the training bay, soldiers practiced silently. Their movements were sharp, disciplined, controlled. They knew they were not just soldiers anymore, they were humanity's last shield. Every person on the last human fleet had a purpose. No one could be replaced. Back on the bridge, Commander Eric Hale walked to a large window showing the endless stars. He spoke to the officers around him. "Earth is gone. Our cities are gone. Our people are scattered or dead. But we still breathe. And as long as one human heart beats, humanity is not finished." Everyone stood straighter when they heard these words. Eric continued, "We did not come back for revenge. We did not awaken to destroy. We came because the galaxy needs to know the truth." Captain Lyra asked quietly, "Sir, what truth?" Eric looked at her with a hard expression. "That humans were never weak. We were only underestimated." The fleet prepared to leave Haven 7. Massive engines warmed up, glowing blue and gold. The ground vibrated. The walls shook. Thousands of humans inside the ships felt the hum of power under their feet. This was no ordinary journey. This was humanity's return. As every ship connected to formation, a deep voice echoed through every hallway and chamber. "Attention all personnel. The last human fleet is departing. Prepare for FTL jump." The fleet's glowing lights cut through the darkness like sharp blades. Then, in one bright flash, the whole fleet disappeared into faster-than-light travel. While the fleet raced through hyperspace, messages recorded by old humans played automatically on the screens. A woman's soft voice said, "If you are hearing this, humanity has fallen. This is our last hope. Do not let our story end here." A young boy's voice followed. "Please, if you survive, save someone else too." The recordings continued, voices of ordinary humans from Earth. Their hopes, fears, dreams. Their goodbyes. Everyone on the ship listened silently, their hearts heavy but strong. Humanity had lost so much. But the fleet carried their memory, their history, their fire. Hours later, the fleet exited hyperspace. Before them floated a ruined star system, once home to several human colonies, now nothing but broken stations and burnt debris. Captain Lyra scanned the area. No survivors. No signals. Only destruction. Commander Eric clenched his fists. "Whoever did this wanted us erased." Another officer whispered, "And the galaxy thinks we are gone." Eric turned toward him. "Good. Let them think that for now." Just then, a small distress signal flashed on the screen, a signal so weak it was almost invisible. Lyra gasped. "Sir, it's human." Eric's eyes widened. "Locate it." It's coming from a damaged escape pod, right near the debris of Colony Delta. Eric gave the order instantly, send rescue teams. A small human shuttle flew out from the Valorian and raced toward the broken pod. When it reached the location, rescuers found only one survivor, a young girl no older than 12, holding a small recording device. She was shaking, scared but alive. When she saw the human soldiers, she cried, I thought we were gone. The soldiers smiled gently. We are still here. You are safe now. They brought her aboard. Her presence reminded everyone what they were fighting for. Life, hope, future. Back on the bridge, Commander Eric looked at the stars again. The galaxy laughed at us, he said softly. They called us weak. He turned, eyes filled with steel. We will show them the strength of the last humans. He raised his hand. Prepare to move. Our mission begins now. The fleet engines roared. The last human fleet moved forward, slowly, steadily, like a storm waking up. Humanity was not dead. Humanity was rising. The galaxy had changed, and not for the better. What started as a few border fights had turned into a massive, uncontrollable war. Entire star systems were burning. Armies were moving like storms. Old alliances were collapsing faster than anyone expected, and new enemies were rising every week. But the strangest part? None of this chaos had anything to do with humans. Everyone believed humans were already dead. And in their absence, the galaxy was falling apart. On the planet Zorith Prime, alien citizens rushed through crowded streets. Panic alarms echoed in every district. Sky shields flickered as pirate ships attacked from above. A frightened alien mother looked at the burning sky and whispered, Where are the peacekeepers? Where are the strong empires? Another alien replied bitterly, busy fighting each other. No one cares about us anymore. Across the city, a news screen flashed breaking headlines. Empire of Draven invades 2-star sectors. Trade routes destroyed. Food shortages begin. Refugee ships lost in unknown space. Everyone watched the chaos, feeling helpless. The galaxy had mocked humans for being emotional and weak. Now it was crying for help. Meanwhile, on a distant moon, a council of alien leaders gathered. They sat around a large glowing table, arguing loudly. We must form a new alliance, one shouted. We need weapons, another demanded. No, a tall insect-like alien hissed. We need someone to blame. Someone must be responsible for this disaster. A small reptilian diplomat spoke nervously. Some species are saying humans caused this war before they died. They believe humans tried to play hero and failed. The room filled with laughter. Humans? The weak ones? The crying species? A large armored alien slammed his fist. Humans were too fragile to fight a real battle. They are gone. Let their memory fade. Another added mockingly, the galaxy is better without them. But the diplomat remained silent. He did not laugh. Something in his instincts felt wrong. If humans were really gone, why did the galaxy feel more unstable than ever? Across many star systems, similar conversations happened. Some aliens blamed humans. Some ignored humans. Some forgot humans completely. But a small number whispered rumors. Rumors that humans weren't fully gone. Rumors that something strange had been seen in the dark regions of space. Massive ships moving silently, too fast to be identified. The rumors grew like shadows. In the Vraxer Military Academy, young alien cadets trained inside a large simulated battlefield. Holographic enemies appeared around them. Their instructor barked orders. Stronger. Faster. You must prepare for real war. One cadet raised a hand. Sir, is it true, a human fleet was seen near Sector 19? The instructor froze. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then he laughed harshly. Human fleet? Impossible. Humans cannot build such ships. They are dust now. Do not waste your mind on fairy tales. But the cadet didn't look convinced. Far from these arguments and rumors, the galaxy's main trade network collapsed. Huge cargo ships were destroyed. Communication relays went offline. Entire planets ran out of supplies. Without humans in the galaxy, something important was missing. A stabilizing voice. A calming force. A species that always tried to mediate peace. Humans had been weak, but they had also been kind. And their kindness kept the galaxy balanced. Now that balance was gone. In deep space, two alien warlords met. Both commanded hundreds of ships. Both wanted control. Neither trusted the other. A warlord with glowing red eyes growled, "The humans are dead. Nothing stands in our way." The other smirked. Then we divide the galaxy between us. But before they could finish their plan, their sensors picked up a small object moving near the battlefield. What is that? One asked. They zoomed in. It was a small human distress beacon, drifting silently in the void. A reminder of a species they believed was finished. The warlords laughed and ignored it. They didn't know that on the other side of the galaxy, the last human fleet was watching everything. Inside the HFY Vibes, a large hologram showed the chaos spreading across star maps. Captain Lyra frowned. The galaxy is falling apart. Every empire is desperate. They are fighting over small resources now. Commander Eric Hale watched quietly. Without Earth's peace treaties, the galaxy is turning wild. Humans were small, but we were the glue holding many borders stable. A young officer asked, "Do they know we still exist?" Eric shook his head. "No. And we will keep it that way until the right moment." He zoomed into the map. A red region flashed violently. Lyra gasped. "This star system, thousands of refugees are trapped. Pirates are hunting them." Eric spoke softly but firmly, "Then we move. Humanity may be weak to them, but we were never heartless." He raised his hand. "Prepare the fleet. We save the refugees." The officers nodded. Far across space, while the galaxy fell deeper into chaos, a strange feeling spread among alien citizens. A feeling they hadn't felt in a long time. A feeling of fear. If humans were truly dead, why did some scanners detect unknown movements? Why did some ships disappear without explanation? Why did a few witnesses swear they saw giant dark vessels moving faster than any known warship? The galaxy didn't know the truth yet. The storm was coming. The last humans were coming. And the galaxy was not ready. The galaxy was busy tearing itself apart. In all this chaos, no one expected that something silent, something powerful, something forgotten, was moving through the dark. The last human fleet. But the galaxy would soon learn. In the outer region of Sector 19, a small alien scout ship drifted through empty space. The ship belonged to the Rylox Union, a mid-level alien empire known for strict discipline and advanced sensors. Inside the scout ship, 3 alien officers monitored their screens lazily. They didn't expect anything interesting. This part of space was supposed to be dead and quiet. One of them yawned. "Nothing here. Only old debris." Another laughed. "Maybe a ghost of a human ship." They all chuckled. Humans were still a joke to them. But then a beep. A sharp, fast, repeating beep. The youngest officer frowned and leaned closer. "Sir, there's something here." The commander rolled his eyes. "Probably a rock. Or a broken ship part." "No, sir," the young officer insisted. His voice shook slightly. "This is a movement." The commander walked over and stared at the screen. His smile slowly faded. A small dot appeared, then 2, then 10, then 20. "Ships," the commander whispered. "But these signatures, I've never seen them." Suddenly the radar flashed red. Objects approaching fast. Extreme velocity. Unidentified technology. The officers stared at the screen in shock. What kind of ships move that fast? "No idea, they're already in visual range." The commander panicked. "Turn on external cameras." The screen switched to a live view, and what they saw froze their blood. Giant shadows emerged from the dark. Black, silent, enormous. Their hulls glowed with faint blue lines, like living creatures breathing in space. The ships didn't look alien. They didn't look familiar either. They looked ancient, yet far ahead of anything in the galaxy. The young officer whispered, terrified, What are those?" Then suddenly one of the ships decloaked, revealing a human symbol. A circle of stars. The mark of Earth. The commander's heart almost stopped. Humans? That's impossible. Humans are dead. But the symbol didn't disappear. The truth was right in front of them. Humans had returned. Inside the HFY Vibes, Commander Eric Hale stood on the bridge. "Unknown scout ship detected," Captain Lyra reported. "Rylox Union. Small crew." Eric nodded calmly. "Open a communication channel. Let's see if they listen." A soft melody played, a human communication tone. The alien scout ship shook with surprise as the message reached them. A clear, strong human voice spoke. "This is the last human fleet. Stand down. We are not your enemy." The aliens trembled in disbelief. Humans speaking? Humans alive? Humans with ships like this? The commander panicked. "Respond. Respond." His trembling voice answered, "Identify yourself. Humans cannot be alive. This must be a trick." Eric Hale's voice returned, calm like steel. Humanity stands. You are in restricted space. Do not provoke conflict. For a moment, the scout ship fell silent. Then everything went wrong. The alien commander, shaking in fear and pride, made the worst decision. He shouted, "Humans cannot threaten us. Fire a warning shot." "Sir, no," the young officer cried. But it was too late. A weak plasma bolt shot out, drifting slowly toward the massive human fleet. A single spark. A foolish spark. Eric Hale watched it on his screen. His expression didn't change. He simply whispered, "They fired." Captain Lyra nodded. "Shall we respond?" Eric answered quietly, "End this quickly. No deaths if possible." One human ship activated a small turret. A thin, silent beam flashed, almost invisible. The alien scout ship lost all its shields, all its engines, all its weapons. In 1 second, lights went out. Screens died. The ship drifted like a dead leaf. Inside, the alien crew screamed as alarms blared. They weren't hurt, but their ship was completely disabled. The young officer stared at the dark console. What kind of weapon was that?" The commander whispered, voice broken. "Not a weapon. A message." Back on the human bridge, Eric spoke softly. "Transmit this message." A calm female voice repeated the warning. "We did not come to destroy. We came to survive. Leave this region. Do not interfere." The alien scout ship received the message. The officer who fired the shot collapsed into his chair. "Humans have become monsters." The young officer shook his head. "No, not monsters. Something else. Something stronger." The human fleet slowly turned and moved away, engines humming like thunder. Their gigantic forms vanished into the dark like ghosts. The scout ship floated, powerless and shaking. "We must report this," the commander said with dread. "But who will believe us?" News traveled faster than light. Within hours, rumors spread across dozens of planets. Some aliens laughed. Humans? Alive? Impossible. Some were curious. Maybe it was just pirates with stolen tech. But a few species felt something they had not felt in generations. Fear. Because the witnesses weren't lying. The recordings weren't fake. The symbols weren't forged. Humans had returned. Stronger. Faster. Silent. Unpredictable. The galaxy trembled. Inside the Valerian, Commander Eric stood with his officers. Lyra said quietly, "Sir, the galaxy now knows we exist." Eric nodded. "Good. Let the rumors grow. Fear will hold back reckless enemies." He looked at the star map. "Prepare the fleet. Our mission continues." And as the human ships accelerated toward their next destination, one thing became clear. The galaxy had laughed at humans. Mocked humans. Forgot humans. But now, the galaxy would learn who humans truly were. The galaxy did not sleep that night. From the smallest trading moon to the largest military station, one message spread like wildfire. Humans are alive. Everywhere, screens flashed the same shaky video from the Rylock scout ship. The moment a giant black human warship appeared from the shadows, glowing with deadly blue lines. In slow motion, the clip showed the small plasma bolt from the scout ship. And then the silent human response. A thin beam. A single flash. Total shutdown. No explosion. No fire. No bodies. Just perfect, terrifying control. Alien citizens watched with wide eyes. Many had never seen human technology. Some had only heard stories. But now they saw something else. Not weakness. Not old machines. Not primitive ships. They saw power. Pure, sharp, silent power. And fear grew. On the planet Salvaris, alien families gathered around news screens. A small child pointed nervously. "Mama, is that ship real?" Her mother swallowed hard. I don't know." A scientist whispered to his students, "Their tech, it is centuries ahead of ours. How did humans build this? How?" One old alien who lived long enough to see humans in the past shook his head. "Last time I saw humans, they were kind." Another replied softly, "What are they now?" In an expensive tower on Draven Prime, the leaders of the ruthless Draven Empire met urgently. The Emperor slammed his fist on the war table. "Impossible. Humans cannot return. We ended them." His advisor showed the videos again. "Sir, the symbols, the technology, the communication signature, it all matches human origin." The Emperor shouted, "Then we destroy them again." But the advisor whispered in fear. "Last time, they lost because they were small. This time, they are something else." The Emperor fell silent. Meanwhile, in the Solaris Peace Council, panicked diplomats ran through hallways. Secret meetings were happening in every corner. A nervous ambassador said, "If humans survived without our help, they will not forgive us." Another added, "We ignored their calls for peace. We refused their warnings. We left them alone to die." The room grew cold. What if they came back for revenge? No one answered, because no one knew. Rumors spread even faster. Human ships seen near the dark nebula. Refugees rescued by unknown vessels. Alien pirates wiped out in seconds. No survivors. Everyone knew the truth. Those unknown vessels were human. But the galaxy could not accept a simple fact. Humans were not returning quietly. They were not hiding anymore. They were moving with purpose. A purpose no one understood. But the biggest shock came from a strange message received by hundreds of listening posts across the galaxy. A calm human voice. Steady. Cold. Direct. "We are not your enemies. We are not your allies. We are the last human fleet. We move for survival. Do not interfere." 5 simple lines. But they shook the galaxy. Because the voice had no anger. No emotion. No fear. It was the voice of a species that had already experienced the worst. A species with nothing left to lose. In the dark edges of space, where no empire dared travel, the last human fleet continued moving through the void like silent hunters. Inside the flagship HSF Valerian, Commander Eric Hale stood at the central window, watching the light of distant galaxies slowly pass. Captain Lyra approached him. "Sir, the galaxy is reacting exactly as we expected." Eric nodded. "Fear is a powerful shield. As long as they fear us, they will not attack us blindly." Lyra hesitated. "But some might. Especially the empires that want control over everything." Eric sighed quietly. "Let them come. Humanity has survived worse." In one of the fleet's medical ships, doctors treated the young girl rescued earlier, the lone survivor from Colony Delta. Her name was Erin. She sat quietly on the bed, gripping her small recording device. Dr. Mira spoke gently, "You're safe now. You're with us." Erin whispered, Are we the only humans left?" Mira smiled softly. "No. There are many of us here. And more survivors out there, maybe?" The girl's eyes filled with tears. "My parents, they told me humans would never give up." Mira touched her hand slowly. They were right. Erin looked out the window, watching the giant human warships drift like mountains in space. "They look strong." Mira nodded. "They have to be. We are fighting for every last life now." In the strategy room, the officers gathered around a glowing star map. A red region blinked. Lyra explained, "This area is collapsing. Refugees from 5 species are trapped. Pirates are attacking them. If we don't intervene, millions will die." Eric studied the map. "We help them." The officers exchanged shocked looks. "But sir, they'll recognize us," one said. "The galaxy will panic even more," another added. Eric shook his head firmly. "We are humans. We do not leave people to die. Not then. Not now." Lyra smiled softly. "That's why humans were always different." Eric nodded. "Prepare the fleet." Far away in the refugee convoy, chaos ruled. Ships were damaged. Engines failing. Supplies empty. Children crying. Pirates closing in fast. A desperate alien mother held her baby close and whispered, "Someone, please help us." But there were no allies nearby. No strong empires. No heroes. No hope. Just silence. Then, a deep hum spread through space. The stars dimmed. Shadows appeared behind the refugees. Humongous shapes. Dark silhouettes. Silent giants. One of the refugees screamed, "Pirates? More pirates." Another shouted, "No, no, these are too big. What is that?" Suddenly, a bright blue light ignited behind the shadows. Engines. Human engines. The last human fleet arrived. Inside the Valerian, Eric gave the command. "Save every ship. Disable all pirates." Human vessels moved like lightning. One pirate ship turned toward them. "Unknown fleet. Identify yourself." The reply came calmly. "Last human fleet. Stand down." The pirate laughed. "Humans? Humans are dead." His ship lost all power instantly. No explosion. No sound. Just darkness. "Remove the rest," Eric ordered. Within minutes, all pirate ships were disabled, not destroyed, not killed, just neutralized. The refugees stared in total shock. An alien elder whispered, trembling, Humans saved us? Humans are alive. A small boy said, they came from the dark, like heroes. But an older alien whispered with fear. No, not heroes. Judges. The galaxy did not know what to think. The galaxy did not know what humans wanted. But one thing was now clear. Humans were back. And they were changing the galaxy. The galaxy had seen wars before, but never like this. In the cold darkness of space, thousands of alien warships gathered. Their engines burned like angry stars. Their weapons glowed with power strong enough to destroy entire moons. Every empire that once mocked humans now joined together, for one single goal: destroy the last human fleet. Alien commanders believed victory was already guaranteed. After all, the humans were outnumbered 100-1. Their fleet, although advanced, looked too small to survive such a storm. The enemy ships stretched across the horizon like a metal ocean. Inside the command center of the last human fleet, Captain Aaron stood silently. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp like steel. Every human around him waited for his command. No one panicked. No one ran. They had already lost their home. There was nothing left to fear. The enemy fleet sent a message. Their giant hologram appeared in the human command room. The alien Supreme Admiral spoke with a mocking smile. Human fleet, you are surrounded. You cannot win. Surrender and we may show mercy. Captain Aaron did not blink. We do not surrender. The alien admiral laughed loudly. Then prepare to die. This galaxy belongs to us. You humans had your chance. The message ended. The enemy fleet began to charge their weapons. The space around them filled with deadly glowing energy. Every alien captain prepared to fire. But the humans did not move. They were waiting. Captain Aaron walked forward and said in a calm voice, "Activate the Aegis core." Everyone in the room felt chills. The Aegis core was the most powerful and most dangerous human creation. A weapon built only for one purpose: survival against impossible odds. Deep inside the flagship Solstice, a massive sphere of golden energy awakened. Old machinery roared to life. Ancient circuits, built in absolute secrecy, spread power to every part of the human fleet. The ships began to glow, soft at first, then brighter, until they looked like stars ready to explode. An AI voice echoed across all human ships. Aegis core online. Shield levels rising. Power output stabilized. Captain Aaron raised his hand. All ships, prepare for full defense. And wait for my signal. Outside, the alien fleets released their first attack. Thousands of laser beams and plasma cannons fired at once. Missiles streaked across space like burning comets. Energy waves rippled through the darkness, powerful enough to tear apart small planets. The brightness was blinding. But the last human fleet did not fall. A golden shield, created by the Aegis core, formed around them like a giant sphere of light. Every alien attack hit the shield, and vanished. Laser beams scattered into harmless sparks. Missiles exploded like dust. Plasma bursts disappeared like smoke in wind. Alien commanders panicked. Impossible. Their shields should not survive this. Increase power. Fire everything. They fired again. Harder. Stronger. Faster. But the human shield held. Captain Aaron watched quietly. Time for Phase 2. Human ships began to move, slowly at first, then faster. They changed formation, creating a spear-shaped attack line. Their engines roared like thunder. The enemy fleet continued firing, but nothing broke through the shield. Captain Aaron gave the final order. Strike. The human fleet launched forward like a wave of burning light. Their weapons fired with perfect precision. No wasted shots. No random attacks. Each laser beam cut enemy ships in half. Each missile destroyed entire cruisers. Human railguns pierced enemy armor like paper. Alien ships exploded in every direction. One alien commander screamed, "Retreat! Retreat! They are tearing us apart." But it was too late. The Aegis-powered human ships moved like ghosts. They dodged attacks with impossible speed. Their weapons sliced through the enemy like blades through water. The galaxy watched the live broadcast in complete silence. This was not the weak, emotional, primitive human race they once laughed at. This was something new. Something unstoppable. Something born from tragedy, shaped by survival and guided by courage. As more alien ships fell, the human flagship Solstice charged its main cannon. A massive sphere of energy formed at its front, glowing brighter and brighter. Captain Aaron spoke softly. For Earth. The Solstice fired. A beam of pure white energy shot across the battlefield. It tore through the enemy's largest dreadnought, then another, then another. The beam cut across space like a sword of light, wiping out dozens of enemy ships in one strike. The remaining alien fleets broke formation. Their unity shattered. Fear spread everywhere. Some ships ran. Some begged for mercy. Some simply shut down, refusing to fight. But the battle was already over. The alien armada, once proud, once mocking humans, was reduced to burning debris scattered across the stars. The last human fleet stood victorious among the ruins. Their golden shield faded slowly, revealing ships still standing strong, still unbroken. Captain Aaron looked at the stars and spoke quietly. The galaxy should not fear us. But it should never underestimate us again. Humanity had survived the impossible. And the galaxy would never laugh at humans again. The final battle was over, but the galaxy was not the same anymore. Where once alien ships filled the stars with burning fire, now only quiet debris floated gently across the darkness. The smoke of war faded slowly. Broken metal drifted like frozen ghosts. The massive alien armada, once confident, once laughing, was gone. The last human fleet stood alone in the silent battlefield, glowing with the last traces of the Aegis Corps' golden light. Their ships, though scratched and scorched, still looked powerful and unbroken. The fleet had survived the impossible. Inside the human flagship Solstice, Captain Aaron stood at the center of the bridge. He watched the battlefield through the wide glass panels. His face did not show joy. He did not smile. Humans had won, but the price of survival still weighed on his heart. Earth was gone. Billions of humans lost forever. Their cities, their oceans, their memories, all turned into dust. The victory in space could never erase that pain. But today humanity had shown something to the galaxy. Something unforgettable. Humans were no longer weak. They were no longer a joke. They were no longer a small species ignored by the powerful. They were a force of courage. A force of unity. A force that rose even from extinction. White medium star, the galaxy watches in silence. Across every star system, alien screens showed the same image. The glowing human fleet standing alone in the dark, victorious. Alien civilians stared at their screens with wide eyes. Many could not believe what they were seeing. Mothers whispered to their children, "Those are humans, the same species everyone laughed at?" Children nodded slowly. They saved themselves, and maybe they saved all of us. Some alien leaders trembled in their chairs. Some felt ashamed. Some felt respect. The galaxy had mocked humans, called them emotional, primitive, too soft for war. But now the same galaxy watched the humans defeat a combined superpower fleet with strategy, bravery, and unbreakable will. The galaxy had no choice but to accept the truth. Humanity had become legendary. White medium star, a message that changes everything. The communications officer turned to Captain Aaron. "Sir, every empire is trying to contact us. Their channels are full of requests." Aaron nodded quietly. "Put the message on global broadcast." A moment later, a hologram of Captain Aaron appeared across thousands of alien planets. Every species watched. Every leader listened. Even pirates, mercenaries, and warlords turned on their screens in silence. Captain Aaron spoke in simple, strong words. "We did not come for revenge. We did not come for conquest. We came because humanity deserved to live." His voice was calm, but it carried more power than any weapon. Earth may be gone, but humans are not. We will rebuild. We will protect. And we will stand beside any species who chooses peace over cruelty. Millions across the galaxy felt a strange emotion rising inside them. Admiration. Others felt guilt. They remembered how humans once asked for peace, and were ignored. Captain Aaron ended his message with a line that echoed across stars. "The galaxy laughed at us. But we still chose hope." White medium star, the galaxy responds. One by one, alien empires sent responses. The Seraphine Alliance, a once proud superpower, bowed their heads in apology. "We misjudged your race. We seek peace with humans." The Krovax Empire, known for their harsh rule, sent a message of respect. "You fought with honor. We will never mock your people again." Small planets, mining colonies, forgotten outposts, all sent thanks to the humans. Many admitted that if the human fleet had not destroyed the enemy armada, the galaxy might have been enslaved. For the first time in history, the entire galaxy agreed on one thing. Humanity had earned its place among the stars. White medium star, rebuilding the light of humanity. Weeks passed. The last human fleet began a slow journey across the galaxy, not as conquerors, but as protectors. They helped rebuild planets destroyed in the war. They saved civilians trapped under alien tyrants. They shared medical technology, food supplies, and defense systems. Wherever human ships arrived, crowds gathered to greet them. Some cried. Some cheered. Some simply bowed in respect. Humanity, the species once mocked, had become a symbol of courage. Inside the solstice, engineers activated Project Eden, a long-term plan to create a new human homeworld. It would take years, but humanity would rise again. Stronger, wiser, united. White Medium Star. The legend begins. As time passed, stories of the last human fleet spread like fire. Children on distant planets played games pretending to be human captains. Schools taught lessons about human bravery. Bards and storytellers spoke of the day the galaxy stopped laughing. Some even whispered, "If any darkness returns, the humans will stand first." The galaxy did not fear humans anymore. It admired them. It trusted them. It needed them. White Medium Star. Final lines, epic closing. In the quiet of deep space, Captain Aaron stood on the deck of the Solstice, watching stars pass by like glowing dust. He closed his eyes and remembered Earth, its blue oceans, its warm sun, its people. He whispered softly, "We carry you in every star we protect." And so, the legend of humanity began, not with destruction but with hope. The galaxy once laughed at humans. But in the end, humanity saved the galaxy. Asterisk asterisk.